This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Yo, welcome to episode 77. I'm Rilla. We got my boy Cam on production. Yo. Welcome to another episode of Real Hoops. Let's jump right into it with the sideline story of the day. Today is October 30th, which, as you know, is a huge day in NBA history, mainly because so many opening nights introducing a lot of the stars that you know and you love. People like Tony Parker, Yao Ming, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Amari Stoudemire, Isaiah Thomas, and so many who have stepped onto the NBA court for the very first time in their corners for their respective franchises. Even guys like Pat Riley and the legendary RIP Chuck Daly made their coaching debuts on this day. Opening night is always a treat for basketball fans after a long off season for, limited sports. I don't know if you guys are into other things, but we love and breathe hoop. So another year of us having hoop to talk about. I'm definitely thankful. A lot of these Hall of Famers and top 75 guys are still on the sidelines. You can see them in NBC, etc. So we're happy with all aspects of the game, and we just wanted to celebrate it. So shout out to all of the great players, great coaches, everybody who makes this basketball thing go around. And let's get into the show.
What it do?
I'm chilling, man. Happy hoops. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Good hoop is being played all around the league. And I'm happy, bro. What about you?
Yeah, man, you really should be happy because of what the Heat has been doing. Like, don't even sit there and try to make it seem as though, like, you're trying to be modest and whatnot. The Heat is whooping ass, and you're happy about it. And you're trying to keep a straight face right now. And I don't like the energy that you're putting toward that, to be honest.
You don't like the energy I'm putting towards what?
The way how the Heat is playing right now is taking the league by storm. And
storm
Rilla is looking like he's not impressed.
What you want me to leap off of 4 games? I'm happy. I just said I'm happy. What you want me to do?
Nah. See, when your team does bad, you start going insane. Now all of a sudden they whipping ass and now it's nothing anyway. Like, there's no streamers coming down from the sky right now. There's no congratulations. There's no smiles. There's no, just nothing.
Cam, you want to sly individual. You're trying to gaslight me. It's not happening. Happy my team is doing well. It's 4 games, right? We're the 3 seed. I'm chilling.
Gaslight you about what?
Brother, I started the show just chilling, bro. You usually can tell when the Heat are having a bad stretch because it's written all over my face. Did you not just see me smile the entire time I just read Sideline Story, Negro?
But that's Sideline Story. We're talking about actually your feelings after that. Because you made it seem as though it's like, I'm happy for hoop or whatever. My team is winning, but they're not just winning, they are destroying teams right now. I want you to put emphasis on that because that's really what it is. Don't sit there and try to make it seem as though it's just
we destroyed Charlotte.
I'm just happy for hoop.
I am happy for hoop. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. Right. We're 3-1. We chilling right now. We beat Memphis. That was a shock, and we beat New York. That was a shock. I expected to beat Charlotte. 3-1. We chilling, bro. Like, come on, bro. You expect me to do a backflip on camera, and it's not happening. It's October, about to be November. I'm not doing that.
Nah, you should.
Nah.
Bro, you've been starting January. Every season the opposite. Now you finally get the chance to actually start your season the whole nother way, the way in which you wanted it to, and you don't want to do that?
Yeah, brother, I just told you I'm happy. I don't know if you keep pressing me. I don't know what you expect from me. It ain't going to happen. I'm happy that my Heat is doing what we need to do. The offense looks great. Bam looks great. Norman Powell looks like he's an all-star. I'm chilling, bro. Our role players doing what we need to do. Spo's doing what he need to do. I'm not
I
about
ain't
to
feeling
just.
that. I ain't
Hey,
feeling that.
I apologize for you, sir. We can't all have Luka on our team. I just have to be happy with the guys that we have. You know what I mean? And I'm happy. Wiggs buying in, Powell looking like an all-star. We still didn't get Tyler back. I'm chilling right now. Davion Mitchell looks like our point guard. I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. I'm happy for Hoop. I'm happy for my Heat, but I'm also happy for Hoop.
Man, whatever, man. Has this been the greatest opening week you've ever seen since watching the NBA?
Now, see, this is why I call you a gaslighter.
Going on, huh?
This is why I call you a gaslighter. Because yes, and partially of that is because my team is 3-1. I'm shameless. I don't give a damn. Yes, I'm going to say it. That's probably 20% of the reason. Might be 25 to 30. I'm sorry. My Heat is this is the highest, bro, ever. Big three era, any era you could talk about. This is the most points we scored through 4 games. So I'm ecstatic for that. 30% of it. But the rest of the league, I'm looking at Wemby. I'm looking at Giannis putting belt in less than 33 minutes. I'm looking at Shea. I'm looking at Luka. I'm looking at Reeves. I'm looking at a surprise team in the Bulls. It's everywhere, bro. I'm looking at multiple overtime games. I'm looking at the Nuggets. It's everywhere. This is the most excited I've been for Hoop in a very, very long time as far as the season goes. I pray everybody is healthy because it looks like a bloodbath in the NBA, and that's exactly what we wanted in terms of parity, in terms of not knowing who's going to hoist the trophy in June because it looks wide open for everybody. So, yes, this is the greatest opening week I've seen in my X amount of years, which I will not reveal to you guys. I'm an old head, a little bit of an old head. But yeah, this is phenomenal. I love the basketball that I'm seeing right now across the league for sure.
One of the teams that have been putting up some crazy highlights, I should say, right? Because I'm not even going to get into the stats, is Golden State.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green got on his podcast and he was talking about who he deems as championship teams.
Okay.
Right? And so he had a couple of teams. He obviously included Golden State.
As he should.
And this is in the Western Conference. This isn't like both conferences. But he had Golden State. Okay. Obviously, he had OKC.
Yeah, champions.
He had Denver. He had the Lakers. And also, he has the Clippers.
He's on drugs.
He's tripping.
He's not just tripping. He's on drugs. Hard ones. There's no way that a championship pedigree person in Draymond Green looks at the Los Angeles Clippers and sees anything close to a championship. Speaking of that, who did the Clippers play? Not last night. This would be 2 nights ago by the time we release this. Who did they play? It wouldn't happen to be the Warriors, would it?
Yeah, it was. And they lost.
Badly. Kawhi had, I believe, 18 points. James Harden scored 20 points and stayed at 20 points for the entire half. Chris Paul is Chris Paul. He's very, very old. Bradley Beal is looking like a bum. I'm putting my hand on your shoulder, Draymond, and I'm going to say a hard no. What you should have said was the San Antonio Spurs, because your 6'6" self cannot hold Wemby. Let's get that out the way. There's nothing that you can do or anybody else on your bench could do if Wemby lines it up with you guys in a 7-game series. You can only hope that he's either injured or you psych him out, which doesn't seem to happen. He trained with Kevin Garnett for hell's sake. That's who you need to be worried about, not them old Negroes down the street from Staples Center who looks to be a shell of themselves. Kawhi looks to be content with his the nice off-the-court money. James Harden comes and goes whenever he chooses to as far as performance. Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal right now. He's a non-factor in 2025/26. Chris Paul is very old. Who do you expect to come out to save you? Zubac is nice, but is he coming out to save you? John Collins is nice, but is he coming out to save you? You're looking at that and seeing championship? The other 4 I possibly agree with. I'm replacing the Clippers with the Spurs at this very moment in time, though, Draymond. There's no way that you see anything close to a championship with the Clippers. They're not it. Sorry.
Also, do you think that this page is tripping? There was a page, or company, whatever you want to call it, but Play Profit X. They had their MVP odds, and it was three players. The first person that was in the lead was Shea at 33%.
Yeah.
The second is Wemby
Yeah.
at 22%.
Yeah.
And then the third was Joker
Hell
at
no.
18%.
Hell no.
Should he even be in MVP talks this early?
No. You guys got to stop this glaze fest with Yoke. Yoke is incredible. He's an all-time great. He should be regarded as such. But stop the glaze. There's no way that you've been watching basketball throughout the league and say to myself, I think Jokic is a number 3 MVP. Hell, I even think Jokic is a number 3 player in the league right now. He's not the third best player as of right now. As of what I've seen in opening week, things are subject to change, health, etc. There's no way. We have an Aaron Gordon who dropped 50 points and Jokic let him down. He missed the game tying. He missed in overtime. He let Aaron Gordon down. And there's been plenty times I've watched Denver Nugget basketball where he didn't look like the best person on his team. That's not a knock against him, but it is a knock on the MVP. My MVP list goes as follows. Victor Wembanyama at number 1. Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 2. Shea at number 3. Luka at number 4. And at number 5, I probably wouldn't still even have Joker on there. I probably would have to think. But it wouldn't be Joker. In my opinion, I even think Austin Reeves has had a better start to the season. Now, you can look at the box score and say, hey, he's averaging 20, 16, and I believe 11 or whatever. He's averaging a triple-double again. Yeah, but it's not as efficient. He seems to have a lot of lapses on both ends this time, not just defense. And he doesn't look to be the same. Now, he can pick up his game, but I do not have Jokic as a top 4 MVP candidate as is, and I can make the case he's not even in the top 5. So you guys got to stop the glaze fest. Please watch the sport closely, and then you can actually make that decision. No more glazing Jokic. Watch the games. That's all I want to say.
Before we get into real talk, I just want to hear you talk about your Heat. I mean, the Heat played the Spurs.
Yeah.
And the Heat has been on a crazy run. Obviously, they revamped their offense.
Yep.
The Spurs have been on a crazy run. They're undefeated.
Yep.
Wemby is on a tear.
Yep.
But, of course, we also know that Khalil Ware is like Wemby's, I don't know. They're like two titans playing against each other, to be honest. What do you see in that game? How do you see it go down? And just break down how you've been liking your Heat or not liking them. Whatever you've been feeling about the Heat so far now that the season has started.
I'll be honest, the thing that I didn't like about the Heat was that Khalil Ware didn't start the first game. Other than that, we looked great even in the first game. I believe we definitely would have won that game had we started Khalil Ware and not Jovic. Jovic seemed to be a lot more comfortable coming off the bench, commanding the offense, being kind of a point forward and shooting the leather out of the basketball. I'm looking forward to that. Khalil Ware, even though he's not 7'5", he seems to be able to. You're not going to be able to stop Wemby. He seemed to be able to kind of match his energy from previous matchups. So I'm looking at that. The main important thing that we need to continue to move forward with is not to get discouraged once we see Wemby, is to go at him. And Khalil Ware seems to believe that he's on the same level as him. And you do need that level of delusion in order to be great in this league, because that is a separator in terms of mentality, confidence, etc. So we need to not be afraid of him. You're going to get blocked. It's just going to happen. But don't stop going at him, because if Wemby gets in foul trouble, it'll get gruesome for the Spurs. Sorry to the other guys. Dylan Harper has been playing great. Stephon Castle has been playing great, and they got some other auxiliary pieces. But I'm not afraid of the Spurs if I'm the Miami Heat the way we've been playing. What I am afraid of is Norman Powell not playing. He's a huge contributor. What am I going to get from Andrew Wiggins that night is what I'm thinking of. But the shooting has been awesome. My Italian brother in Christ has been shooting the lights out the ball and, being dominant on both ends of the floor. Shout out to my boy Simone. Pelly has been doing what he needs to do. All of our guys have been giving us quality minutes. Jaime Jaquez seems to have gotten out of the sophomore slump. I'm excited, bro. We're actually playing freely. We're actually not slowing up the pace, because that has plagued us for years on end. And that, I don't know if that's a Spo thing. I don't know if that's a Jimmy thing, because Jimmy seems to be fine in Golden State with, more of a high-octane, fast-paced offense. So I'm not sure what it is, but Spo is coaching the lights out. I'm happy with the squad. I can't wait to have Tyler Hero back to see what we look like. And as of right now, bro, it looks like we are in lock to be a top 6 seed, and that was my only goal this season. Everything else is cake. You know what I mean? It's ice cream, it's whipped cream, it's dessert. I just didn't want to be in the play-in yet another year, and it looks to be like people are stepping up and being more confident. My boy Bam is shooting more threes, and Khalil Ware seems to have progressed. There's just a lot of moving pieces that have allowed us to be 3-1. And I just want to be upfront and say I'm not afraid of Spurs. And we could probably, the next week say, hey, no, they got annihilated. But, hey, I'm bought into my Heat at this point. Yeah, I'm bought in. I'm not quite delusional yet. You got to get me into about December, possibly January. Then I'll possibly be delusional. But as of right now, I'm very confident. I'm about at 80% confident to delusion level. Delusion will be in full effect in December and January if it keeps going like this. I can't lie. I can't lie.
Are you going to tell your audience how you didn't think that the Heat was going to be a top 6 team, but somebody else on the mic with you right now told you that they will be?
Somebody else on the mic with me? That's a ghost of me? Is it behind the green screen? I don't know what he's talking about, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I got amnesia. Yeah, I got amnesia.
For
I don't know
sure.
what he's talking about, bro. I don't know what he's talking about.
For sure. Let's get into real talk.
NBC, what it do? I go by the name Barilla, a small-time guy by County, Florida. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to you. I just want to say to y'all not fooling us. Yeah, y'all not fooling us. See, Michael is the blueprint, right? So when I say and when Cam says we're going to talk about your GOAT today, it's referring to LeBron. But I tell people all the time, the blueprint to success for everybody is Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is the first athletic guy that also put together skill, that has won multiple times on the biggest level as a guy that's, not a forward. Because usually the forwards and the bigs were the ones dominating the championship round, right? You look at your Kareems of the world, your Bill Russells of the world prior to that, and even, your guys like Larry and Magic, those guys are 6'9", 6'10". You're looking at somebody who's 6'6", but can jump out the gym, who put it together and won 6 championships. The rest is history. We don't need to get into it. Now, to modernize it, we got this man. He came with the Wizards. He played. He became an owner. Didn't do quite well as an owner. Gave up his ownership, and now he's just chilling, playing golf, being Mike, being the GOAT. We saw him at the top 75 ceremony do what he do. He still has the aura at 60-something years old, because this is Mike, the blueprint. So NBC announces that they're going to have Mike during the halftime. And I'm like, oh, man, hey, Mike about to dissect the game. But these niggas ain't ready. Well, I'm hyped, because this is Mike. If there's anybody with a basketball IQ, it's going to be Michael Jeffrey Jordan, because, again, the blueprint. So I'm excited. The first week comes out, and he's talking about the free throw line and how that's the first time he shot a basketball in years, and he had all this pressure. And the story was amazing. And it comes on again. And it seems to be the very same environment. His living room. Same outfit. Same announcer. But this time he's discussing load management. At first I was like, yeah, he played a lot of 82 games. What was the pace like back then? But then I said, wait. Forget all of that. Let's get into the crux of the matter. NBC just Vlad TV'd us. Yeah, hey, do me a favor. Vlad, Vlad, we know you for breaking it down like a brick. Yeah, you took that 6'9" and you gave us, what, 30-something parts? We know, you know how to break it down. They Vlad TV'd us. I'm sitting here thinking, man, they said all of this. They about to take this interview that's probably 3 hours long and put it for the whole 82-game season and act like MJ was giving us crazy knowledge. Yeah, we want to hear from you, but we want to hear from you live. We want to hear you dissect the game. And I was left a little bit disappointed, NBC, because you misled us. You had us run amok. You led us astray. We thought there was going to be some X's and O's. We thought that there was going to be, oh, I watched this, and I like this guy that is currently playing. Not you glazing about your 40-year-old debut when you rolled your ankle. Sorry, pal. We get it. You're MJ. But we don't give a shit in 2026. We want to hear you dissect the game because we got these legendary people. Sorry, Shaq. Sorry, Charles. Sorry, Kenny. We got these legendary people damn near taking a shit on the game. So we thought, all right, this is going to be another legend, the GOAT that everybody so much thinks so. We think he's going to be the savior. He's going to start to praise the current game and have different aspects and actually show us X's and O's. But Vlad TV'd us. So now we got to sit through and watch you talk about your vaunted career, because it is vaunted and it is legendary, and try to compare it to the new guys. So essentially, you're doing the same shit as Shaq. You're doing the same shit as Charles. You're doing the same shit. The only difference is you're MJ. So we gonna let it slide. But I'm not, because I don't give a damn. I want you to talk about the current game, because it has evolved. And I know you always show love to the previous. You know, you talk about the Wilts, the people before you, and I love that for you. Can we talk about the current game, please? Can you not take a shit on the game talking about the current threes, X, Y, and Z, what you would have did if you would have averaged 50? Because if I see on my screen that you're talking about averaging 50 in today's game, I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to lose my shit on you. Can you please just talk about the game? NBC, we should sue you for false advertisement because you led us astray. Because after all of this nonsense that I'm seeing with these three guys talk about and bloviating about their game and what they would have did and all this would have, we don't know if you would have been in a league with these social medias and these daily talk shows, because we know what your life was like without cameras. So imagine cameras being everywhere. What would your career have been like? And we don't want to shed a light on that. We don't want to shed a light that the NBA is in the midst of a gambling conspiracy and there were talks about you and your 90. We don't want to get into that because we could really do that. NBC, watch it. Chill out. Because real talk, you're leading us astray. And that's episode 77. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Cam, what it do? I appreciate you for coming through. This episode 77. You got to follow us. I'm at Young Rilla, MediaDen _ Follow us everywhere. Tap in. Hit us up. We here for y'all. And we out.